I didn't expect marriage to become a puzzle. I expected routines, compromises, quiet evenings, shared responsibilities, and predictable mornings. I'm Caleb, 38, married to Marianne for 11 years, and I believe trust was the one thing we never had to negotiate. When she told me she was attending a women-only wellness retreat, I didn't question it. Yoga, journaling, reflection, digital detox. It sounded harmless. I kissed her goodbye, watered the plants, handled work, and reminded myself that healthy relationships allow space. Marianne returned 3 days later calmer, lighter, almost glowing. She hugged me longer than usual, thanked me for understanding, and said the retreat helped her reconnect with herself. I wanted to believe her. I told myself this was growth. We ate dinner, talked about neutral things, and went to bed like nothing had changed. But something had. Not loudly, not dramatically, just a quiet shift I couldn't name yet, like furniture moved slightly in the dark. A week later, while looking for a recipe on her tablet, I noticed an unfamiliar photo folder synced from her phone. I didn't go digging. I didn't feel entitled to invade her privacy. But the folder was already open, thumbnails visible, candid shots, smiles, sunlight, and one man. Not once, not twice, over and over. Same face, different moments. Standing beside her, laughing with her, sitting close enough that space didn't exist. I stared longer than I should have. My chest didn't tighten. My hands didn't shake. I just felt oddly still. The album title said Retreat. I opened one photo. Marianne and the man, Owen Hartley, according to a tag name, were seated near a lake. Their shoulders touched. In another, he had his hand on her back. Nothing explicit, nothing undeniable, but enough. Patterns tell stories words avoid. That night, I didn't confront her. I watched instead. How she checked her phone. How quickly she smiled at messages she didn't share. How she mentioned the retreat again, almost rehearsed, emphasizing how empowering it felt to be surrounded by women. I nodded. I listened. I didn't accuse. I needed clarity, not chaos. Over the next few days, the pieces aligned quietly. A follow request from Owen she hadn't noticed yet. A comment he left that she deleted quickly. A calendar entry marked follow-up session, scheduled during work hours. The lie wasn't loud. That's what hurt most. It was tidy, efficient, designed to avoid drama, not prevent damage. When I finally spoke, it wasn't during an argument. It was Tuesday evening. We were cleaning up after dinner. I said, calmly, "Was there anyone else at the retreat you got close to?" She froze, just for a second. Then she laughed lightly and said, "It was a group thing." Why? I met her eyes. Because I saw the photos. Silence landed between us. Heavy, but contained. She didn't deny it. She sighed, leaned against the counter, and said Owen was a facilitator. That he understood her. That nothing happened, technically. That she didn't mean to hide it. It just felt complicated. I listened without interrupting. When she finished, I asked one question. Why did you say women only? She didn't answer directly. She said she was afraid I'd misunderstand. That I'd make it something it wasn't. That she needed something just for her. I nodded again. Not because I agreed, but because I understood something else entirely. Trust isn't broken by attraction. It's broken by exclusion and deception. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't threaten. I didn't beg. I told her I needed space to think. That night, I slept in the guest room. Not out of punishment, but necessity. I needed quiet to hear my own thoughts. In that quiet, I realized I wasn't angry. I was disappointed. And disappointment is clarity's cousin. The next morning, I went to work, finished my tasks, and called a lawyer during lunch. Not to file anything, just to understand options. Information is grounding. That evening, I told Marianne I knew about the follow-up session. She didn't deny that either. She said she felt alive around him. That scared her. That she didn't want to hurt me, but didn't want to lie to herself anymore. I thanked her for finally being honest. Then I told her honesty doesn't erase consequences. I said I wouldn't compete for my own marriage. I wouldn't police her phone or monitor her feelings. And I wouldn't stay where transparency had to be negotiated. She cried. I didn't. Not because I didn't feel it, but because my feelings had already settled into resolve. I packed a bag that night. No rush. No slamming doors. I left the house keys on the table and drove to my brother's place. On the drive, I felt something unexpected. Relief. The kind that comes when confusion ends. I wasn't leaving because of a man at a retreat. I was leaving because trust had been rebranded as inconvenience. People think betrayal requires a dramatic reveal. Sometimes it's just repeated photos, a carefully edited story, and the quiet realization that respect slipped out unnoticed. I love Marianne. Maybe part of me still does. But love without honesty isn't intimacy. It's maintenance. I didn't leave to punish her. I left to protect what was left of me. And for the first time in months, I slept deeply, knowing I hadn't abandoned my values to keep a peace that was already gone.